Michael Balfe, the Irish composer, came from a family which had associations with the stage and music over a number of years. His great-grandfather was a pupil of Matthew Duberg, who in 1742 was a member of the group which played in the first performance of Handel's Messiah in Fishamble Street in Dublin. Balfe's grandfather was a member of the orchestra at Crow Street Theatre, and his father, William Balfe, was an accomplished violinist and a dancing teacher, so music and performing were in his blood. Balfe was born at 10 Pitt Street in Dublin on the 15th of May 1808. It has since been renamed Balfe Street in his honour. At an early age, Balfe displayed great musical talent and took piano and violin lessons from his father. As soon as he had mastered the use of the bow, he was well able to play his tiny fiddle, on which he practised. He had a great ear and played the music he heard from street performers, which delighted all his friends. He was also a very talented singer. People heard about the gifted child and began to give him presents. Sir Philip Crampton, the noted surgeon, presented him with a pair of goats, trained to draw a little cart, which he drove triumphantly around the streets, followed by his young friends. James Barton, the musician, and the composer William Rooke gave Balfe music lessons. He performed on his violin in the Rotunda concert rooms. This was followed by other concerts in the Crow Street Theatre. By the age of 14, Balfe's first musical composition, The Lover's Mistake, was published by Isaac Willis in Westmoreland Street in Dublin. Balfe's father died shortly afterwards, and as Balfe did not want to be a burden on his mother, who had other children to look after, he left for London to pursue his musical career. He worked under Charles Edward Horne, the organist at St. George's Chapel in Windsor. He gave his first concert at Drury Lane when he was 15, where he performed a concerto for violin. His career blossomed from this point. He travelled around Europe and went to Italy, where he was commissioned by La Scala in Milan to write music for the ballet La Pérouse, then on to Paris to meet Rossini, who arranged for him to sing Figaro in The Barber of Seville at the Italian Opera in Paris in 1827. Balfe wrote 28 operas, many for Drury Lane. Among these were The Siege of Rochelle, The Sicilian Bride, The Rose of Castile, and The Bohemian Girl, which was perhaps his most successful. This was presented at Drury Lane on the 27th of November 1843 and ran for more than 100 nights. It was translated into Italian, French and German. Performed throughout Europe and America, it was the only 19th century English language opera to enjoy an international reputation. Balfe was one of James Joyce's favourite composers. Many of his operas, including The Bohemian Girl, are cited in Ulysses. Joyce also mentions the Bohemian Girl in two of his stories in Dubliners, Evelyn and Clay. In the story Clay, Maria, who works in the Dublin by Lamplight Laundry in Ballsbridge, takes a tram into the Pillar, then another out to Drumcondra to visit her brother Joe, to celebrate Halloween with him and his family. At the end of the evening, when the children grew tired and sleepy, Joe asked Maria to sing a song before she went home to the laundry, a charitable institution where she lived. In her tiny, quavering voice she sang, "I dreamt that I dwelt in marble halls." When she had finished singing, her brother's eyes filled up with tears. He remarked there was no music for him like Balfe's, whatever other people might say. The composer of this hauntingly beautiful song died at his home at Roney Abbey in Hertfordshire in 1870 and was buried at Kensal Green in London. He is commemorated both at Drury Lane Theatre and Westminster Abbey. In St. Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin, close to where he was born just 200 years ago, Balfe is commemorated with a stained glass window and a brass plaque bearing the inscription: "In memory of M.W. Balfe, the most celebrated, genial and beloved of Irish musicians, Commendatore of the Order of Carlos III in Spain, Chevalier of the Legion of Honour in France, born in Dublin the 15th of May 1808, died the 20th of October 1870.